I started this job, or that job, in 1980 for an organization in La Habra, Neighborhood Housing Services. Later it was to be joined with the Santa Ana Neighborhood Housing Services and became NeighborWorks Orange County.
So the whole NHS process, the development process, was intriguing for the whole community. And as the director of a community center that tried to respond to needs that were problems in the community, the housing needs, the preservation of neighborhoods, the strengthening of neighborhoods, and the self-determination of neighborhoods sort of flowed right into what the NHS concept was trying to do. What intrigued me was the challenge of doing something for the community in a different way and creating a different kind of platform beyond sort of the settlement house outreach activity that we were doing in the human services and educational areas. And it's so much, because it became or had the promise to be so much more than nails and screws and hammers and lumber, because what you were talking about was the health of a community.
We don't make leaders. The idea, the whole thing about leadership or development is finding leaders and then giving them the tools to do what needs to be done.
Oh my gosh, well, we had so much fun at Santa Ana NHS in the good old days. And what I really remember vividly is the parties or the community celebrations that we had. You know, people would play games and everyone would attend. We were very successful at community organizing and having community members get involved. We all got to know each other, not only as members of an organization trying to improve a neighborhood, but really as friends. And to this day, I'm still very good friends with many of the people.
Yeah, we have grown substantially in the 27 years. When I first was involved with neighborhood housing services of La Habra, when I started there, I started with a loan committee. We weren't focused in home ownership at that time. We were focused on home ownership repairs. And we took this organization to homeownership through a lot of different deviations by creating special programs that focused on first-time home buyers, helping them with down payment assistance, etc. But I think, to me, the biggest help we did in the community is when we helped some of those homeowners repair their homes.
Certainly the services that we offer were very relevant in 1977, hence the CRA federal regulation that requires banks to provide lending service and investments to lower income families in an equal amount that they would provide to upper income families.
When CRA did get established, the whole NHS concept was a perfect fit for how to make that whole thing work, how to get financial institutions into it, how to give them some ability to be creative in coming up with solutions, and not use CRA just as a stick, but as a lesson in marketplace.
You know, we were the early programs in this national coalition of community groups. That the La Habra program was 1977, and it was a 22nd program in what is now, over 240 organizations around the country. And we helped build the organizations in California and nationally.
I didn't see any other organization in the community who was working with first-time home buyers, who was helping low-income families buy homes. One of the families that came to us, or one of the elderly gentlemen that came to us for a repair, he was looking to repair his electrical system. I still see Fred leaning against that door talking to us loan committee guys. We gotta help Don Hilario. fix his electrical. He is in deep trouble over there. So we were looking to help him fix his electrical system, because his house was so old that the insulation had deteriorated so much that his wires were exposed, and he was afraid to take showers and touch the walls should he get electrocuted. So we just had to help him be able to take showers in his home.
One of the funniest stories I remember is that involves my now wife, but at the time Dolores Gonzalez, who was our office manager. And she was out doing a property inspection with our construction manager, and they were going through this house and that we had just purchased, and it had been abandoned for a while. And they were trouncing around this old house with old carpet and stuff for a while, really making a list of all the things that we needed to do. And they got this done, and they got in Fred's truck and started back to the office. And all at once Dolores screamed wait, stop. And she jumped out and started brushing her legs, and there were fleas everywhere. And then Fred realized that he had fleas. He jumped out of the truck. They were dancing around with all the fleas and stuff. And we came back to the office. We decided that they couldn't come back in the office. We sent them home.
You know, I think that when a family does not have a stable place to live, it causes a lot of other problems in that structure, right? If you don't have a stable home for the kids to come back to, and they're jumping from school to school, it just does not go well for their education. If they're living in homes that are not healthy and safe, then it just goes to the stress of the parents as to how they can take care of their kids.
When I see Orange County NHS right now, and I see the number of loans you guys are doing and how big you are and the number of lives you're touching, I'm proud to feel like, well, you know, maybe a tiny little part of that, or have a little shared history, certainly with Santa Ana as it merged into Orange County NHS.
Beyond whatever I've done at the Federal Home Loan Bank, I still try as much as I can to identify myself with NeighborWorks Orange County, because I was here for a cup of coffee, basically, in the early days, and to see what it's become, and to talk to other people in the system about, and their respect and regard for Glenn and for the organization, its stamina and its impact. Just amazing. It just gives me pleasure. And I was the first director there. You know.
Going back to the 70s in terms of let's reconnect with our communities in a deeper way, not just a broader way, but to really understand what it is that our folks in our communities want, not imprint upon them the things that we feel that they need. And so I think that as we continue to move down the continuum of trying to help folks achieve income equality or access to capital, or just information about financial services and how to become more civically engaged. Along each of those steps, I feel that there's increased relevance, and that we will be much more relevant to come in the future as we find new needs in the community.